Welcome back, ARK players, and happy Sunday. Today, we have got some brand new information about the launch of Valguero, which is coming in 16 days' time. Can you believe how fast this month is going by? It's a little bit scary, but we're going to be going through the new information, which comes from Jeremy, who is the co-founder of Studio Wildcard. You guys know Jeremy is so quiet, and then all of a sudden, when there's a launch, he appears and just throws in some information and then disappears until the next launch. That's literally how it always happens. And, you know, in the early days, if you're a long serving ARK player, you will know Jeremy used to be the most active dev, but as soon as the company started getting bigger, community managers and stuff, you'll only see him pop up around launch times. But anyway, if you enjoy the video, drop a like, come and join us for the launch of Valguero. As I mentioned to you guys, we are supporting, to start things off, one 100 slot PvE Valguero server and one 100 slot PvP. If the demand goes up and we reach maximum capacity, which we normally do expect, we then open up another 2 servers, which normally is enough for the capacity for launch. But it depends how many of you guys want to play. So link to our Discord is down below if you want to play on our Valguero servers on launch. Right, so Jeremy posted out saying, and it confused a lot of people, in case you're wondering, yes, Valguero and the new Elder Claw are very much on schedule to release on June 30th on PC, Xbox, and PlayStation. But are you ready for Valguero's new boss? So not only has it been confirmed that we're getting a new boss for Valguero, but Jeremy has told us all, are we excited for June 30th? I think he's stuck in the Ragnarok launch days. It was everyone was like, what, June 30th? And everyone was laughing saying June 30th, 2026. But but yeah, good news here about Valguero, new boss. Absolutely no clue what this is going to be. I'd kind of like something completely new. I really want something, you know, that isn't like, I want it to be like a huge creature or something. Like, some people are saying, you know, they can imagine it being the Mega Raptor, but no, I don't want the Mega Raptor to be a boss. I don't think it will be, and I think it'd be pretty meh. I want my own Mega Raptor. Sounds like if you're looking to go out for a lonely trip, to do some harvesting or whatever, just heading out, the Mega Raptor sounds like the perfect tame for that, and I definitely don't believe it's going to be the boss. I know that's some of the rumors going around, but it's not been confirmed, and it will just I'm 99.9% sure it's just going to be a normal tame. Jeremy did follow up with lol, September 30th, I meant, of course. That's what I get for posting at midnight right after some Valguero tweaks. So, can I explain to you guys why I think this is going to be a very good DLC? So, number one, when Ragnarok launched, it's been the best map I think Wildcard have ever released, ever, in 10 years. The reason I say that is because it was built in 5.5, and there was still issues, but nowhere near as bad as what we've had before 5.5. That's my honest opinion. And because we have Nikatus actually working with the Wildcard team on Valguero, it gives me very good vibes that this DLC is going to be a very good one. You think about Nikatus and you think about Astrius. You think about, you know, Nikatus' first work was Valguero. But you think about, you know, all the other maps that he's done in the past as well, Fjordur, that kind of stuff. It's always been some of the most popular maps. Now, I know Ragnarok was not everyone's favourite, but a lot of people's. But every single map that Nikatus has worked on has become so successful. Astrius was so successful. And I really believe that, I mean, even Nikatus said that Valguero wasn't his favourite DLC because it was his first one he made, and he didn't like his first ever work. But with what they're doing with this one, he said he's incredibly excited to show the world what it is. So I always like to have a little bit of a throwback and I love the new wiki, it's so much better, and I always love to have a little throwback at when obviously this first launched, which, you know, June 18th, 2019 and July 19th, 2019. That's how long ago Valguero was since it launched. And I think the one thing that people are going to be interested in with the new launch of this is, obviously, we have the snow mountains, we have the tundra, we have the redwoods, we have the boreal forest, the jungle, and the white cliffs, and redwoods down here. But is this map going to be any bigger than before, or do you think they're going to keep it the same? Because I think what a lot of survivors have been saying is that, you know, 63 km squared map, when you compare it to some of the newer ARK maps, is quite small. And I'm not saying it's a bad thing having a small ARK map, but I do feel like within ASA now, we are kind of moving towards bigger maps because the game can handle a lot more. Unreal Engine 5 can handle a lot more, I'm not saying bigger always means better, but I do believe that, I do believe that it needs like a slight extension, just because I don't feel like if it's really, really small, I just don't see how it keeps people occupied all the way up until December Lost Colony. So I do hope they make a lot of big changes with it. As I mentioned, Nakata said they have, and that's really exciting stuff. Also, I love that one of my favorite things about Valguero is the unique environmental features that I love reading through, like rainbows across the map, the occasional auroras at night, shooting stars in the sky. So I feel like this is going to really go well with the roleplay kind of aspect in it. Freezing air in the snow desert, the underground ocean called the Abyss, where, by the way, you can't get to the top of the water. It's literally like a fishbowl. Itchy and turtles' corpses scattered along the lake. There is an underground biome called the Aberration Trench Cave. Mushrooms on the Emerald Forest that can be harvested for flowers, rare mushrooms, and biotoxins. Radiation area called the Unknown. The Deinonychus' nest on the Paradise Chalk Hills, which we'll have a little pop into here. An underground volcanic wyvern trench to get fire eggs. And you have wild brood mothers, which just roam the map, similar to how the King Titan was on Extinction. Right, so let's go to the White Cliffs, and I think this is where we will find the Chalk Hills. 1 second. So the White Cliffs, we should be able to find. Oh, here we go. Also known as the Chalk Hills. Oh wait, I've never even called it the Chalk Hills ever. It's a region in Valguero. So yeah, I was thinking to myself, I said, have I learned something that I've not learned before? But the Deinonychus, I always get confused between that and the Deinonychus. They live like with their claws on the edge of these cliffs. So if you are like roaming around on these cliffs, there is a big chance that you're going to see a lot of them, and they're very quick and very agile. I actually used one recently. If you guys haven't seen in one of my most recent videos, I used one. It's now not accessible, that you can't play the modded version of the Deinonychus anymore, and you cannot use the in-game version. They do not even spawn. I'm guessing the reason behind this is because Studio Wildcard are getting ready to actually, it's 16 days until you're going to get the new official version. So yeah, it's going to be absolutely amazing. So the White Cliffs, the reason people head over here is it's one of the best places to start in Valguero, but you have to watch from the Deinonychus, aloes, and raptors there. You can get a ton of metal, cactus sap, and sand in there. And the Chalk Hills also have access to 3 rare resources: the crystal, obsidian, and silica pearls. You can also find some good early creatures there, like the Deinonychus, the Raptor, the Limatria, and it says to know how to steal the eggs of the Deinonychus, we can hop over here. And if you are a long-serving ARK player, then you will know already that you must grab yourself one of the eggs. Fairly similar to what we've done a couple of times in the game with other creatures, wyverns and whatnot. But yes, I hope you guys look forward to it, and hopefully it's got some new abilities too. So Studio Wildcard haven't actually put in the dossier of the Deinonychus, because it's probably not changed much, but they said in the wild, by the time you hear the scurrying claws of the Deinonychus, it's often too late. Superior hunters, they leap from a hiding place and pounce on their prey. The Deinonychus is an agile climber, as well as jumping from wall edge to wall edge, as it seeks high vantage points to lie in and wait. A hungry Deinonychus tends to be fearless and will hunt prey much larger than itself, latching onto a dinosaur's back with its sickle-shaped claws, then starting to feed before its victim is even dead. While it likes meat fresh, a Deinonychus isn't above scavenging a carcass if no other food is available. Domesticated, raising a Deinonychus in captivity requires an ample food supply, as they have fast metabolism to match their high activity level. The Deinonychus is also fiercely territorial near nests with eggs, and even if the eggs aren't its own, this makes breeding successive generations a hazardous process. Unless raised from eggs, they cannot be tamed. The hunter instinct of the wild Deinonychus is so strong that it would just it would it would just pounce on its would-be master. It would just kill you. But yeah, so that's it's also, a lot of people called it the cliff chicken. I never called it that. I just called it the Dano. But yeah, gonna be exciting. So like I do in every single Valguero video up until launch, I always give a shout out to the original creator team. I've done it in a few videos already, but I always like to do it just because I think it's very important to give credit to the people that have brought us to this stage where we are now. You know, it's going to be September 2025, and it's 6 years down the road. You know, I never expected to see a remaster of Valguero. But Buttman was the map owner, the WM landscape, the level design, the blueprinting, the optimizations and bug fixes of the map. Now, back in the day, I always thought it was just Nakatus that did everything, because he's always been such a massive, like, he's been such a massive name in the community, and I'd love to talk to some of the other devs that are involved, like Buttman. Drop me a follow if you haven't already. I would have to go and see if you've got Twitter or X or anything. I'm not sure. Love to hear maybe some information about what if. I don't know. I think it might only just be Nakatus working on this now. Because with Ragnarok, they had all the old development team come back and work on it. So we have Nakatus for this one, but I don't know if any of the others got involved. This Trapel22 did the level design part for Aberration, and Eva Lanka, who's still a massive part of the community, did the hosting test servers. Original website portfolio was here, texturing and minimap. So yeah, really, really exciting. This was always one of my favorite pictures ever. I mean, isn't it crazy to think in 6 years how crazily, like how they've changed the artwork for this now? Like, you know, this looked like this was the best quality imagery like back then for ARK. And the fact is, you know, where we are now, if I was gonna head over to a crunch, but the fact that we could probably find something here, you know, the fact that this has changed so much to the point that we're getting some crazy artwork. I mean, even for, I mean, the helicopter probably isn't the best, like, but Bison maybe, if we go to the Bison, I mean, the difference in quality of the artwork now is just on another level, isn't it? It's just crazy. So, but anyway, guys, thank you very much for watching. I hope you are excited for the launch in 16 days' time. As always, I will be doing lots of videos on the road up to launch. You guys know it's always a bunch of fun. And then actually on launch day, you guys know I'll be doing my kind of roundup video to start things off. And then I'll be keeping you guys up to date throughout the day and the night for wildcards. You know, what wildcard always get up to. You guys know they're always like, oh, it's coming out at this time. Get really excited, and then there's like a launch update, and then I bring that video to you guys, and there's another launch update, and then let's hope maybe this time they might be a bit more on time. I'm not sure, but let's see. Anyway, drop a like and subscribe if you do enjoy. Thank you very much for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.